Well, good afternoon. Today is April 5th, 2026. Hi, my name's Rich. I'm a colorectal cancer patient, 61 years old, and the specific type of cancer I've got is signet ring cell carcinoma. I'd like to make this video to give some perspective about what it's like to go through cancer treatment, my treatment in particular, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've taken a few notes, so I'll try not to look down too often. Anyway, I'm going to do a series of these videos. I'm going to start at the beginning because I'm actually a considerable way through my cancer journey. So this is episode 1. And I'm going to keep these to, say, 15 minutes or less. Hopefully my production quality goes up as time goes on, and we'll see how this goes. I took some notes so I could try to keep on track, not ramble on. I welcome comments. Please feel free to comment and engage. I'll try to answer the ones I can. And but please refrain from giving me suggestions on alternative medicine. That's just something that I'm not interested in pursuing. So to start off with, I'm going to have to go back a while back, before I was even diagnosed with cancer, and kind of give you some background. I guess it goes back to January of 2017, where I'd gotten my first colonoscopy. It came back clear, and that was great. And but because of history and stuff, I thought I should get another one in 5 years. So in January of 22, I got a second colonoscopy, and they found some polyps. They removed them and said, come back in 3 years. Well, as you know, that was during the pandemic, and a lot of things were going on, and I'd gotten COVID and different things like that. But anyway, come October and November of 23, I came down with a cough, a real bad cough. I wrote it off to colds or flu or, whatever for a long time. And it would subside and come back, and there would be times where I wouldn't even be able to talk or hold a sentence. Finally, in February of 24, and going on through May of 24, I started seeing a physician as a family doctor. And they were chasing the cough, which is what we kind of were thinking the most of it was, with, things like albuterol, Tessalin pearls, inhalers, that sort of thing. And during this time, I'd get fatigued too. Cough would be very bad. I'd start to get night sweats, and just waking up in the middle of the night. Sheets soaked and that sort of thing. And this went on and off, and the doctor eventually, said, I think you have asthma. And I said, that really doesn't explain the fatigue and the night sweats and things like that. And by now we're into spring, we're into May. So she ordered a bunch of tests and then left on vacation. And the next 3 weeks were really rough for me. So we're now into May of 24. A lot of flu-like symptoms, fatigue, just couldn't find myself being very active and that sort of thing. So in June of 24, I woke up and my right testicle was swollen and very painful. I went to an urgent care, and the physician, the physician's assistant, the PA, I knew him from other things, and he gave me some antibiotics and painkillers, and it was, I think that was on a Friday, and he couldn't get me in for any further testing. So he said, come back on Monday. And Monday it was still quite bad. And so he got me in for a scan that day. I'm not sure exactly the scan it was. It might have been a PET scan or something, but I don't remember specifically. And I was diagnosed with a testicular abscess and referred to a urologist, which was good. And he operated, it was, a day or two right after that. So we're later on in the week and whatnot. And while we're in pre-op, he had mentioned that that was a pretty bad cough I had. And I said, yes. Yes, it was. And he said, well, this won't have anything to do with that. But he would take care of the testicular abscess, which he said was quite rare. He didn't recall ever seeing one in 20 years. So anyway, he operated, took care of it, and I immediately felt better. Felt 100% better. The cough went away. Felt like on top of the world, and I felt we finally got to the bottom of what was wrong with me. Just felt on top of the world. In any event, that brought us into the summer of 24. And during that time, my back would get sore at night, and it would feel better during the day, and then I'd go to sleep and it would get sore at night. So I said, we need to purchase a new mattress, because I felt like the mattress must be bad, was the reason. So we purchased a new mattress, and then that really didn't cure things. So that was interesting, but still my back would be sore at night. But then, like I said, it would resolve itself. In September, my cough would return, and I'd start feeling kind of bad like I was before. So throughout the fall, I fought it with cold medicine and things like that. So December of 24, we went to Nashville. I took a vacation in Nashville and saw some concerts and just had a great time. Ate out, had a lot of great stuff, but I noticed my bowel habits started to change, and never felt like I was done. So it started concerning me, but I pretty much marked it off to the rich food of Thanksgiving, vacation, Christmas, and that sort of thing. So January of 25, my bowel habits hadn't resolved. So I continued, thought I would get a colonoscopy, and I started checking into that. My primary in-network provider said it'd be about 3 months. And I ended up paying out of pocket because I started getting pretty concerned. And I went to an out-of-network provider, and to their credit, they were able to get me in right away and get my colonoscopy done. So that colonoscopy did finally lead to a diagnosis of colorectal cancer of the specific type of signet ring cell carcinoma and what they call synchronous signet ring cell carcinoma, meaning I had a tumor both on the left side and the right side, the lower left and kind of the upper right, kind of how your colon goes there. And that brought us up to where my diagnosis was. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a number of these videos and try to up the production quality a little bit and let people know what's going on and my insights. So I appreciate it, and comment or subscribe, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much.